What if Goku was in the boys' TV show universe? Season 2, Part 1. Homelander gets this burning sensation in his face, and his jaw feels slightly dislocated. He's never really had to deal with this much pain before. And the only thing he can even compare it to is when Goku punched him in the face the first time. But that felt like a love tap in comparison to now, because now Goku is actively trying to hurt him, and he doesn't seem like he's relenting. Homelander does whatever he can to try to dodge, but Goku's just way too quick. Anytime he tries to put his arm up, Goku basically just grabs his arm and then punches him straight into the gut. And every single time that Homelander tries to think of a way to get Goku to stop, his strength that he has and has always thought so highly of himself for having is nothing in comparison to Goku. The anchor inside Goku seems to be lessening due to the fact that every single time he punches Homelander, it just doesn't seem quite fair. He doesn't seem to have enough strength to actually fight back, but he really does need some answers. Goku looks directly at Homelander, who is now currently on the floor, and his face is looking up at Goku in absolute terror, something that he probably has never experienced before. Why did you kill Madeline? Why would you kill someone who doesn't even have the ability to protect themselves? That's just cowardly. Because of Madeline, I didn't even get to know I had a son for years, and I just found out about his existence. Wouldn't you have been angry enough to kill? Goku doesn't even hesitate with his answer, and straight up says, no. But I do feel like there's more to this story. So Homelander, you have two options. You either let me read your mind. Homelander, would you let me read your mind? That is the only way I can think of where I'd be able to even slightly trust you again. Homelander's heart is pumping so fast, and the adrenaline seems to now be kicking in. He doesn't know what will happen if Goku reads his mind, sees his memories, all of the things he's done over the years. And if Goku sees that, also, he didn't even know Goku could read minds. He knows as soon as he does that, he's as good as dead. If he doesn't show Goku his memories, then he's still as good as dead. So, there's no other option. What if Goku was in the boys' TV show universe, Season 2, Part 2? Homelander starts to nod his head, looks at Goku, and just says, just do it already. And he knows that all of the deepest and darkest bowels of his mind, the most evil things that he's ever done, is going to come to the forefront. And he doesn't know how Goku is going to react, but he knows it's not going to be anything favorable. But he doesn't have very many options. It's either this or get forcefully having your memories taken away, or just keep on getting beaten up by Goku. At this point, there really is no winning scenario for him right now. Goku is still a raging, burning inferno of a lot of anger and power. But for right now, his anger level has been lowered, and Homelander has made the better decision of just letting Goku read his mind right now, or have to forcefully have his mind read. Those were really his only options. Homelander's face is covered in slight bruising. He has blood and sweat just emanating onto his skin. It is not a lovely sight to behold. All the information from Homelander's mind, all of his memories, thoughts, and actions are now being perceived through Goku's eyes. He sees the awfulness and the awful treatment that Homelander had as a child. How he was basically a lab rat, essentially. But then over the years, him committing atrocity after atrocity, and his thought process behind it being that he is a god amongst this world and should be allowed to do all these unspeakable things. Goku has made many friends out of his enemies, and he does know that some of his friends have very questionable history. Vegeta. But the thing about them is the fact that they have all had some form of atonement, or at least have suffered at the hands of someone else that had humbled them to being a better person. And Goku doesn't necessarily take the credit for his friends actually changing into better people, but he feels that maybe what Homelander needs is someone to humble him. As Goku thinks back to his friends, he thinks about how each one of them ended up getting a second chance somehow. Not all of them were good people, and the only reason they became better was because they were humbled. So I think Homelander deserves a second chance. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 3? Billy was having the time of his life, just watching this whole thing unfold, watching Homelander get the ever-loving snot beat out of him. It felt so cathartic to finally see the person who caused you so much pain and so much misery finally get his comeuppance from someone who supposedly is even stronger than he is. And as that beatdown had been halted, Billy decided that he really wanted to see his wife again, and just to see her face would make his day. Billy goes to his wife, and she's basically on the brink of tears, just glossy eyes and all. And then he looks down and he sees that she has a son. And from what Homelander was just telling Goku, it doesn't take him much to figure out whose son that is. Billy wants nothing more than to take his wife and her son and leave this place. But as he looks around, this place seems rather enclosed. Like, it doesn't seem like a place you can just escape easily. And although, yeah, Homelander is basically getting his butt kicked, but he doesn't necessarily know for what reason, or even if Goku is actually on his side, or if he's just taking out a grudge. Billy knows that it's probably going to be extremely ballsy or extremely fucking stupid, but he has to take the risk. Goku seems to be his only chance to be able to get his wife and son back, and judging by the conversation, he doesn't know it could go either way, really. Goku is no genius by any measure, but the one thing that comes to his mind is he needs to get Homelander to understand other people's pain, not just physical, because I think he pretty much got that handled, but to actually feel genuine remorse for his actions. And although dumbing that down is, he wants him to genuinely apologize to at least one person that he has caused extreme pain to. And one of those people just happened to be in this same general area. So, you're Goku. Can't imagine you'd be a lot more intimidating looking, to be perfectly honest. If you could end this cunt, then you'd be doing the whole world a bloody favor. I don't really think I can do that, but I will be willing to help you, if that's okay. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Part 4? Billy just takes a second to realize and process Goku's words. Did he just say he'd help him? For what purpose? Like, what would he get out of helping Billy? Billy looks directly at Goku in a bit of confusion, like, why do you want to help me? Billy finds the situation slightly amusing, because it seems the roles have just been utterly reversed. Billy was gonna ask Goku if he can help him, but since Goku is already offering, why not? And the current thing he needs help with right now is currently on the floor, bloody, bruised, and broken. His favorite bees for this particular person. Well, whatever you guys need help with, Goku tries to think of a way he would be able to contact them, because he feels like this particular group of people that Homelander has done really bad things to, he needs to figure out a way to get Homelander to feel some form of remorse. So that way Goku can know that there's at least some semblance of good in Homelander. But he's trying to figure out, I don't have a phone. But we do work at Vought. And then Goku gets the bright idea. Okay, so, if you guys ever need me for anything, just call Vought and then just give my name. My name is Goku, by the way. So if you guys need anything, I'll be taking Homelander back to Vought. I think he's going to be needing a lot of, medical help. Wait! Come back, you bloody unt! So instead of killing this bloody asshole, you're just gonna let him go scot-free? Go to a medical center so they can go and kiss off his boo-boos. What, do you want to go send him on vacation too? I know that he hurt all of you guys, but I can't end myself to just end someone without at least trying to give them a second chance. And I know that I don't have any real room to talk, but I at least want to give him a shot. And if he doesn't, and he's still this really awful person, then I promise you, I will end him there. I know he probably doesn't even deserve it, but I promise if you give him that shot, I won't let you regret it. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 5? Goku looks directly at Billy, and he doesn't know how he's supposed to respond to Billy. Because on one hand, if he does in fact kill Homelander now, it literally erases any potential harm he might cause somebody in the future. But Goku, in good conscience, can't just kill someone who hasn't been given a chance to be a better person. Goku really wants to give Homelander this second chance. Will it work? He doesn't really know. Although he's seen all throughout Homelander's life from beginning to now, he still can't, definitively say if Homelander is capable of change. But he at least wants to find out. Goku looks directly at Billy, putting his shoulders down, and looks serious, and makes sure that his tone tries to fit that seriousness. Goku has his shoulders down, and he's trying to look as very serious as possible. And his tone itself is not playful in the slightest. Goku has his shoulders down, and he's trying to speak with a lot of seriousness in his posture and in his voice, being completely serious, no playful tone whatsoever. I know I'm asking a lot of you guys, but if you guys can give me a few days, I can promise you that Homelander will be a better person. I'm very hopeful in that. Billy is just looking at Goku, and honestly is in such inner turmoil. Now Billy's trying to wrap his head around this, the whole situation. On one hand, he has his wife back and just got a free front row to watching Homelander get his ass handed to him. But on the other, Goku is basically telling him that he's being brought back to Vought and is going to probably suffer no real repercussions for all the awful stuff that he hasn't just done to him, but who knows how many other people. All Billy wants is for this little false god to fall, and that's it. But at the same time, Goku is in fact the reason why this false idol is going to fall. Okay, mate, I'll try to let this go. As long as you get me and my boys off of that little wanted list, and only then will I call us even. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 6? Homelander is in a daze. he can tell that he's not like fully awake, but that he's in this like weird dream state. All around him is basically just like a white void, and then suddenly Goku is just standing there in the middle of this white void. Homelander just gets this very strange feeling in the bottom of his gut that this just doesn't feel right. And as he looks at Goku, whose back is towards him, he just has this feeling that if he were to turn Goku around, he would look anything but happy. As Homelander is about to touch Goku's shoulder, he stops because Goku is now speaking to him. Goku just suddenly just turns Super Saiyan, and he's not even looking at Homelander as he's talking, and says this. You know, you really are a monster, Homelander. I don't know why I even bothered being a friend with you. You just wanted to hurt other people because you're a pathetic little lab experiment. That's all you ever were. Homelander gets this rise of anger that comes out of that response, and he tries to punch Goku in the back, but Goku turns around very quickly and just catches his fist in his hand, and then he just starts to squeeze it. And as Goku lowers his fist, Goku looks directly into Homelander's face, and the look on Homelander's face starts to twinge from anger to straight up terror. And Goku responds, looking directly into Homelander's eyes as he withers in pain. What a pathetic little lab rat. And then punches Homelander straight in the freaking face. And that jolts Homelander to reality. As Homelander is looking around the hospital room, he notices that Goku is there. And he's sleeping in a chair. Why, after Goku just beat the snot out of him, would he even want to stay? Homelander just wants to understand Goku. He doesn't get it. He has so much power, so much that he could use to just end Homelander's existence. Hell, he could kill him, say it was some sort of villain, take his place, and there would be literally no one who could stop him. And yet, he doesn't. And for some reason, that warm feeling starts to come back into Homelander. And it feels nice. What If Goku Was in the Boys TV Show Universe, Season 2, Part 7. Now, Homelander contemplated whether he should wake Goku up, because he thought, what is he gonna say? Like, what possibly could he say after getting his ass thoroughly handed and then being sent to the hospital? What could he possibly say that would make sense? Homelander figured he could use this time to think something up. And after about a good 20 to almost 30 minutes, he literally came up with nada. Goku wakes up from his sleep and he sees Homelander just straight up staring at him. It's kind of being in an awkward moment with Homelander right now. Neither one of them knowing what are they supposed to talk about. And then suddenly Goku tries to break the awkwardness by just saying, so Homelander, you feel okay? Homelander decides to just ask straight up, why did Goku keep him alive? Goku decides to just be honest with Homelander about his intentions. It's not like he has anything really to hide from Homelander. Well, Homelander, you remind me of a couple of friends back at home. They weren't really good people either. But they all got, like, a second chance. And that's what I want to give you. A second chance. I don't really know what you're gonna do with this second chance. And maybe it's just my sense of curiosity to see what you'll do. But that's the reason I didn't kill you. Homelander wasn't really used to someone actually being genuine and honest with him. Usually, everyone he's ever really met had some sort of agenda. Whether it's to use his fame, his money, or his actual physical powers. But no one's ever really just told him the truth for the sake of just telling him the truth. There was always something to gain. Homelander thoroughly thinks about if there is anything Goku has to gain from giving Homelander a second chance. And he's coming up completely empty. Because there really isn't anything to gain from that. And he can't really sense any deception from Goku at all. So he genuinely just wants Homelander to be better. And it's both refreshing, but also kind of scary. What If Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 8. After Goku's conversation with Homelander, it didn't seem like they had anything more to talk about at the moment. So Goku figured that leaving was probably the better decision. The Vought team had told Goku that they were hosting a really big event and to have his suit nice and ready because they're going to be basically giving a eulogy and a giant funeral for Translucent. What Goku did not understand was the suit that they were referring was actually the costume that he's already wearing and just making sure it's nice and prepared. What he took that for was, and through this misunderstanding, ended up flying through New York City looking for a suit shop. The only thing Goku knew about suits was that you're supposed to wear them for formal events. Chi-Chi always did hammer it in that you need to look your best, especially when you're going to things like weddings, funerals, or just a really important party. When Goku finally found a place that actually sold formal attire, he did not expect to be swarmed by a whole bunch of people. Some taking out their smartphones, some asking for autographs, but Goku just quietly walked slowly into the store and then asked the lady at the front desk if she could help him fit for a suit of some sort. The lady at the desk, bless her soul, but she kept bumbling with her words. It's just you want a suit, sir? And as Goku is talking to this woman, trying to get a new suit, he doesn't recognize that everyone around him is making this almost like an event in and of itself. People are texting, calling their friends, telling them about this place that Goku is in getting a suit. Because Goku doesn't realize that he's kind of a celebrity now, considering he's now a part of the Seven. Goku did not know that he was in just a local suit shop. And most of the suits that were in the place were ones that you could rent for an event. What Goku unknowingly did was give this place a whole bunch of free publicity without even trying. He was just looking for a suit and ended up making this place now almost a household name. And when Goku finally found a suit that fit, that didn't constrict him a lot, he decided that he was just going to head back to Vought Tower as if nothing happened. And Goku was trending on Twitter, was trending on Facebook. Literally, Vought was having a field day trying to figure out how to twist this story. What If Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 9. The funeral went off without a hitch, with only 3 members of the Seven being there. Homelander, Starlight, and Goku. And Goku kinda was standing out due to his new suit. Goku was kind of at a loss of what to do. He remembers that he made a promise to Billy Butcher that he would get him and his friends off of the wanted list. Goku figures that he needs to figure out a way to back up his promise that he made to Billy Butcher about getting his friends and him off of the wanted list. But Goku isn't even very great at the laws that come from his universe, let alone these ones. So he kind of needs some help. And Goku comes up with the bright idea of going to Billy Butcher's friends and maybe asking them for some advice. But first he needs to figure out how he's gonna actually sense them. And he thinks, have I met any other of Billy Butcher's friends? And then it just clicks in his head. He's met one of them, and it was one of Starlight's friends. The name of the man is on the tip of his tongue, and he almost has it. Who was that guy? And then it hits him. Huey! That was the dude's name. Goku tries to remember what Huey's key signature felt like, and he finds it relatively quickly. So he just puts his hand on his forehead and then just imagines where he is, and he's there in a Cash for Gold basement and with a whole bunch of gangsters' guns pointing at his head. Everyone in the room is just left in shock and are trying to contemplate what they're going to do because they think the other members of the Seven are coming after them. Goku just stands there really unworried, and then he's just looking around. And then he spots Huey and says, "You're one of Starlight's friends, right?" It takes Huey a moment to respond. It's not every day someone appears out of thin air and then calls you out of the crowd. Some of the gangsters inside of the room were getting a bit of cold feet there, so they decided to take some shots and maybe get lucky. But sadly, Goku just caught all of the bullets that were being shot at him. And by the time he was done, he decided to just open both his fists and all of the bullet shells just fell on the floor. Goku drops all of the bullets out of his hands and then just goes, "Hey, I'm trying to help you guys. That wasn't very nice." And that sentence caught them all by surprise. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 10? Feeling like they don't really have much of a choice, they ended up just hearing Goku out. And Goku goes, I met up with one of your friends, Billy Butcher, and I promised him that I would help you guys with the whole wanted situation. All of the group looked towards one another, not really knowing what their next move should be. Should they accept his help? Is this a trap? But then again, they think, if it was a trap, it seems like Goku is more than powerful enough to take them all on and send them either to jail or to kill them all. Huey tries to go up to Goku and not give off the sense that he's terrified. So, how do you plan to help us? Goku looks at Huey and goes, I don't really know, but I figured I would at least tell you guys that you have my support. But I don't really have any plans on how to get you off the wanted list. I was kinda hoping if you guys could help me with that. And this is when Mother's Milk decides to chime in with his thoughts. You, a member of the Seven, wants to help us, who's trying to take out Vought. Yeah, this doesn't sound like it's gonna be a bad idea at all. Goku decides to put on a very stern and serious face and says, I know what Homelander did to Billy, and I know that Vought can't be trusted. If we have Goku, who's a member of the Seven, we could get access to so much information. Like, Goku, do you think you'd be able to get us some Compound V? Goku looks at Huey with utter confusion. He's never heard of Compound V. He doesn't even know what the heck that is. Huey is just realizing from the look on Goku's face that he doesn't know what Compound V even is. You do know, like, superheroes like you weren't born. You guys were made. And Goku decides to just release out a bombshell and says this. I'm not even from this world. I was born on a different Earth. And even then, I wasn't human. I was a Saiyan. Mother's Milk looks at Goku like he just took a gallon of LSD and is now telling him his fever dream. And then, for some reason, a memory of him and Starlight comes to mind when they were talking about Goku. And she mentioned that Goku was, in fact, from a completely different world. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 11? Huey can't help but think that this is like the best case scenario at the moment. They have two members of the Seven or at least one of them that the team doesn't really know about yet. They have both Goku and Starlight, which Huey is gonna try to like sneak off to go and see, and maybe she could get the Compound V. Huey might not be 100% on the whole Goku wants to help them thing, but given that they don't really have a lot of allies right now, he just seems like the best case scenario. Not to mention, he could easily do a whole lot of damage to them, like kill them all or take them to jail, and he hasn't seemed to take advantage of that at all. Mother's Milk is hammering in questions to Goku if there's any information that Goku knows that could probably put Vought in a very uncomfortable position. But the thing Goku has isn't exactly like concrete evidence. All he has is his own account and the fact that he read Homelander's mind. But not very many people are going to believe that. Mother's Milk and Frenchie basically give Goku this burner phone that if they ever really need him, they can just call him. Goku knows that he's not going to be able to help them when it comes to things that require a lot of brain work, but if it's a fight that they need or protection, then Goku is more than ready for that. Goku is heading back to Vought and thinking that he really did accomplish what he set out to do. He met Billy Butcher's friends, and now he just needs to figure out a way from within Vought to help Billy's friends out with the whole situation that they're in. When Goku got back, he noticed that there was like a new key signature that he never really felt before, and decides to head towards there to go and meet this new person. Apparently, Homelander and this other lady that Goku doesn't really remember the name of, but they seem to be talking to this guy over here. As Goku was listening from just a few meters away, he figured that this guy's name is Blind Spot. And Homelander seems very cheery to meet him at first, but then his tone just starts to change when he starts to say, "Well, what if I do..." Goku doesn't really know what Homelander is going to do. He only gets this little uneasy feeling in his stomach for a little bit. Goku is just a few meters away, so if he needs to stop Homelander from doing anything heinous, he's more than fast enough to stop him. Homelander just does a very loud clap instead of something else. What if Goku was in the Boys TV Show Universe Season 2, Part 12? Homelander looks at Blind Spot and just does not want him to be on the team, feeling that a cripple would just make the Seven look kind of pathetic. All Homelander wants to do is to put Blind Spot in his place, because to Homelander, he's nothing more than a cripple. As Homelander is about to just clap his hands and break Blind Spot's ears, suddenly he gets this dark pit in his freaking gut. Something telling him that that's not gonna go over well. And he also just thinks that if he does that and Goku finds out that he did that, he doesn't even want to imagine what those repercussions are gonna be. So Homelander decides to just create a really big loud clap to make Blind Spot at least uncomfortable. Blind Spot is now holding on to his ears and he believes he's just in a haze. And the answer he gives is he doesn't necessarily know what he would do if he was caught in this situation. Homelander really wants to intimidate this woman he doesn't even remember the name to, that she is nothing more than his corporate spy and nothing else. Before he can even do that, he sees Goku just come into the room, and suddenly all that bravado he had of threatening, of it being intimidating, just seems to just disappear all of a sudden. Homelander hopes and prays that his face isn't giving off the sense that he's confused about how he's supposed to feel right now. Homelander has a bunch of mixed emotions about how he feels about Goku. Because it's not anger, it's not sadness, it's not happiness, and it's fear is definitely somewhere in there, but it's also not the only emotion that Homelander feels. Homelander can't fully describe it, but the best he can give as a description is this sense of awe. Like when a child looks upon like one of their heroes. The best description that Homelander could give you to how he feels towards Goku is like being on a beautiful island, but knowing that there's a storm that could happen at any moment in time. Homelander was in such a daze from seeing Goku that he didn't realize that the two people he was with originally in that room were now gone. Goku is now walking towards Homelander with his genuine smile as he typically does, and Homelander is just left there going, what is he supposed to do now? What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Episode 12? Now, Goku really wants to have a conversation with Homelander, but their friendship right now is kind of strained, so Goku really doesn't want to push Homelander at this particular moment, but he also knows that he and Homelander really do need to have a conversation. Goku figures that he's probably at some point going to have a conversation with Homelander, especially about his behavior towards other people and his path to redemption. But right now he's getting a surge of power coming from some sort of direction, and he feels that his attention should probably go towards that. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Episode 13? Goku was actually really excited about this mission with the boys. They had to go and find this super terrorist, but the thing that Goku was really hoping for was a decent fight. Meanwhile, with Homelander, things are just not going in his favor. First, he gets a thorough beatdown from Goku, proving that he is not even the strongest member of the Seven. Then is introduced to Stormfront, who is now a part of the Seven without his knowledge of it. Homelander feels like he's losing the power around him, so he feels like to get that power back, he's going to make a special visit to somebody. To say that Becca Butcher was not happy to see Homelander would have been an understatement of the century. Homelander put a threatening aura around Becca Butcher, because this was the only way he felt powerful. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 14? Homelander is trying to grasp at some form of control in his life, and he thinks that if he can form some sort of relationship with Ryan, that maybe that's his way of gaining some form of control. And Becca Butcher is not liking this development at all, and tells Homelander that he really should be leaving. But Homelander just straight up tells her that he's not going anywhere. But it seems Becca Butcher has luck on her side, because she has an ace up her sleeve in the form of Son Goku. Becca Butcher looks directly into Homelander's eyes, as if glaring right into his soul, and says, "What do you think Goku's gonna do when he finds out that you're threatening us? You already remember how that fight went the first time." Homelander takes a step back from this. He doesn't say a word, and he leaves. What if Goku was in the Boys TV show universe, Season 2, Part 15? As Goku was with the boys, he was really getting excited about finding the super terrorist, but then he starts to get a call on his brand new phone, and it seems to be coming from Starlight. The gist of the conversation is that Goku needs to return back to Vought, and so he does. When Goku had finally arrived, the conversation between Anchor and the Seven had already ended, so Goku didn't really get a lot of the information except for the fact that they need to go and find this soup. When Goku finally arrived at Vought, Starlight felt a sense of relief. And without Starlight really noticing, she actually gave a genuine smile to his return. And when Goku saw this, he just smiled back. Both Goku and Starlight didn't notice that Homelander was watching how they were behaving towards one another, and Homelander was getting ideas.